Good daytime, whenever you're watching this. So we are now at the first inflection point of the season. The first derby, the manager derby, is going to happen, and it's Dover versus Lee. As you can see, they are the top three teams. Dover have started like a house on fire. Margate drew in the game yesterday against Barnet 0-0. Really should have won, but not ideal. They're not really scoring as many goals as they need to. The centre forwards aren't that great. Lee are doing okay. Main issue is that um, the attacking midfielders got injured, which is obviously an issue. And Stalybridge just aren't doing too well. Drew 1-1 away at Dagenham. The 3-2 loss against Doncaster was a bit annoying because the goalkeeper threw the first two goals in, which isn't ideal. 1-0 defeat at Scarborough and 1-0 defeat against Telford. It's not played terribly. We just can't find any decent fullbacks. In terms of the league, obviously, Effiam Williams, I'm not sure how you say his name, and Stuart Brightwell really dominating. Schmidt doing well. Hadal is the winger for Stalybridge, is the right winger. If I had another one of him, I think they'd be doing a lot better. And then Braithwaite is the best player here. In terms of goals, we don't actually have the top scorer, which is quite annoying. Obviously, Justin Jackson always scores loads. Mike Williams always scores loads, and Andy Wright, never seen him score that many, ever. Assists, Brightwell, obviously, absolutely killing it. So yeah, in terms of this, like I said, we should have the top four. Stalybridge might not make it because I just can't get the quality of players. In terms of the team, there's no one that's like incredibly good here, other than the other ones that you know. Savage isn't really a very good defensive midfielder, which is going to be an issue. This is more powerful than the 3-5-2, 5-3-2 with the attacking midfielder. It just works better. There's a strong preference for this guy to do well. I mean, R1 isn't very good, but if you get a very good central midfielder, there's a strong preference for that one to do well. Scores more goals than an attacking midfielder. Don't know why, don't ask me. Mencia is clearly injured, and because I have this system, Vassilis Brulis sub 5 is the person that goes there. So we'll do that. And then in terms of here, Jake Hilty being injured is a bit of an issue. And I think like the rest of it we're okay. I think probably Ryan Dennis being the right winger is probably an idea. This guy would be amazing if he had better technique. Like if he had technique of like 13, 14, this guy, and maybe balance of 10 or 11, this guy being an astonishing player. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Marcus Hallows, I will be selling him as soon as possible when I can get a better replacement. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is find replacements for all of these players, just to make it so that we can get better squads. Every player's got like a contract. New players get a 1-year contract because whichever team gets promoted, I assume that I'm going to just continue buying better players. I will give longer contracts to players that I think are going to be worthwhile for a longer period of time. In terms of changes, there's nothing that we're going to do. Possibly Hickman, because he's on that, and possibly we will pop our new left winger on for David Byrne. And then Lee, what's going on here? We got Q8 for Paul McVitie. Probably no one worth changing. Maybe left winger, no. No, we'll keep the same there. So yeah, I only give them a year. I generally try and, otherwise end up keeping players for far too long, and that's an issue. So as you can see, it's when these teams play each other, it's much closer than you probably assume. Like it's very rare that one team, like I know we did it in the cup, one team scored 4 goals against the other one. So yeah, a lot of free kicks, a lot of tackles. Savage obviously being an issue. So it's going to be close with these three top teams here, really. I'd assume that we put some points through into Doncaster. Doncaster will do well, but obviously the defeat against Stalybridge Adson was a bit of an issue. Right, I'll see you in the next little part, which will probably be the next time these two teams play each other, maybe a little bit later in the season, and I might start to show you some more completed teams. A few games on, we're now at the next time we're playing two of our teams, Margate versus Lee this time. Table Dover, Lee, Scarborough and Margate. Margate just aren't scoring enough goals. We just need better centre forwards, really. I've been looking for them. Their defeat away at Dagenham and Redbridge was pretty poor last game. Dover just lost that one game. Stalybridge, not really got the amount of players that we need. I will start showing some players. Anyway, as you can see, Braithwaite's doing quite well on the ratings. It's just the familiar faces. Would love someone like Jez Murphy for one of my wingers. In fact, if I could have Huckabee and Murphy at Stalybridge, then I think we'd probably win the league. That position does really well, and I don't know why. Although if you do 4-3-3, it doesn't work as well. The prep style 4-3-3. Goals, even though he has had an injury, so this is going to be an issue. That'll be an issue for Dover. They've got decent cover. But yeah, we're still not in a situation where our teams are good. Our left backs, so whoever plays here, you want them to be a defender left centre, right? Because when they pull over here, it actually makes them play worse as just a defender centre. If I put a left back here with that arrow, he'd play better than a centre back here with that arrow, I think. I think this is 50% less of a penalty that they get. Oh, that might be wrong. There's something on one of the forums that tells you. Someone who's watching this video might know. Basically, this either increases a penalty or decreases a penalty depending on the natural position of this person. If you've got versatility of 20, you can put arrows wherever the hell you please. This guy needs to be a forward more than an attacking midfielder, because it assumes there's an arrow going forwards anyway. From what I remember. Anyway, so Margate versus Lee. Same team. We've just brought in John O'Connor. He's come up on a search. I'm putting him as a central midfielder because of his passing, his technique, and his physicals. He can play at centre back, but his tackling's not ideal. Strength's also not ideal. Anyway, let's see. So, like I said, in these games, you'll never know which team's going to win. It looks like I can't remember what happened in the CM Cup. I think in the CM Cup, Lee won this game. As you see, not many shots on target. Mitchell for McGrath. We've got no left winger, so you're going to have to stay on here. And obviously, having my best centre back not play is probably an issue. Everyone's okay. Oh, I don't know why it's just done that. I must have caught the space bar. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, these games are always pretty close, and that 4-0 was a random one. What did they do against Lee in the cup? So yeah, they lost at a neutral ground and won at home against them. So I'll do one more of these to make it a video. And again, I am going to do a series of each of the teams and just speak about the tactics and positions. But at this moment in time, it doesn't make any sense because I've not really got players that show the things I want them to show. So I'll see you in a sec. Nary a week goes by without our teams playing each other. Obviously, this will be less in future seasons because there'll be points in time when everyone's in a different division, and those seasons you won't see me as much. I'll only do updates on the cups, things like that. Dover, they won their last match, the one that you missed. injury to star striker, so we've now got a midfielder playing up front. He's got about attributes to play up front. He's got about versatility to play up front. It's not ideal, but off the ball, dribbling, bravery, technique. So there's that one. And then Margate, we've just brought in Giuliano Grazioli on an exchange. He's on £725 per week. He's got a contract till the end of the season. Basically, I can't find a centre forward. Someone came in for Nick Weeks, and instead of getting £14,000 for him, I thought I'd just take Grazioli instead. I've no idea how good he is. In our last match, they beat Lee. This is the team that might end up knocking Dover off the top. Obviously, injuries have not helped. So, medium, let's go. Medium. So, Toivonen has been doing really well, as you can tell. So it does look like, I said, so I would change the keeper, but I actually can't because I haven't got any other keepers. So this is like a situation where a team does lose because a big score because the goalkeeper just has a terrible game. And that puts us as top 3 on the league. Amazing. So yeah, Dean Williams, 20 consistency, really good set of attributes. Just throwing it in his own goal, isn't he? Just literally throwing it in his own goal. He actually is good enough to play in much higher division. Yeah, missing your main centre forward is not a joke. So I'm going to record this. Their 2 defeats are both against Margate and Lee. I'm going to save this, I'm going to publish it, and then the next video it'll probably be in a few days time, just because I'm going to try and play a little bit more on the game. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.